وأصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. قال الله تبارك وتعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. وقال: يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. وقال: يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. وقال عليه الصلاة والسلام: إنما بعثت لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق. It is with the great mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has chosen us today to be able to participate in the Jumu'ah congregation. And not only is that special and important, what adds to its significance is that it is in the blessed month of Ramadan. We're all aware that the month of Ramadan is unique in that anything you do is multiplied. The beauty of Islam is already whatever you do is going to be multiplied. Allah mentions in the Quran, مَنْ جَاءَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ فَلَهُ عَشْرُ أَمْثَالِهَا. Anytime you do something good, in reality you're not only doing it once, you will be rewarded as though you have done it 10 times. This is outside of the month of Ramadan. And in other ahadith we learn that the person who spends in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's like a seed. You put the seed in the ground and then you have these shoots that come out, and each stem has multiple seeds. So from one seed you have hundreds of seeds. That is the mercy, that is the generosity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in that whenever He gives and rewards us, He rewards us extensively. So the month of Ramadan is indeed a great month for us to take stock of ourselves, to connect to the Quran, to connect to the masjid. However, what I would like to discuss, inshallah, is being mindful in the month of Ramadan. Mindfulness in the month of Ramadan. There's a notion in therapy where they talk about mindfulness. What is mindfulness? That when a person has certain extra thoughts, intrusive thoughts, anxiety, stress, they generally advise that try to forget about your surroundings and be conscious of yourself and be mindful of yourself. Your breathing, inhale, exhale, what's around you, your surroundings. Be very cognizant of yourself. This is regarding your physical health. Regarding our spiritual health, we need mindfulness also in respect to the month of Ramadan. In one hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was ascending the pulpit, the minbar. He took one step and he said, Ameen. He took another step and he said, Ameen. He took another step and he said, Ameen. And then he delivered his khutbah. After he was done, the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum, they asked him, Ya Rasulullah, you did something very strange. You said Ameen, Ameen, Ameen while you were climbing the minbar. What is so unique? What happened today? He said that Jibreel alayhi salam came to me and he made 3 du'as. And every time he made a dua, I said Ameen because of how much I agreed with that dua. And one of the du'as, they were, when a person witnesses the month of Ramadan, and the entire month finishes and his sins are not forgiven, may this person be doomed. May this person be destroyed. Some of us may ask, why is there such a harsh, response to someone who doesn't get forgiven in the month of Ramadan? And the secret to this lies in the fact that Ramadan is a great opportunity. I'll give you an example. Let's say, for instance, you are in the market looking for a new computer. You want to buy a new computer because you have to go to work and there's a lot of tasks that you need to. You need to upgrade your computer. And you budget yourself, you know what, I'm going to buy myself a computer for $300, $400. So you go to the store, you look at the shelves and you see these computers, and they're selling, the one that you want is selling for $1,000. And you're like, you know what, I'm not going to get that right now, so I'll wait. I'll wait for a sale. And then you look at the newspaper and they say that in 2 months there's going to be a summer sale and everything is going to be reduced in price. And you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to mark it on my calendar. I'm going to make sure I'm aware because I need this laptop, I need this computer, so when I go, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to have it. The month passes, a few weeks pass, and then all of a sudden I get distracted. And I'm busy playing sports, you know, I got my work, I got my hobbies, I'm tired, I'm doing all these things. And then one day I realize, I say, oh no, I forgot, I have to get my computer. So then I quickly rush to the store and I ask them, is the sale still on? And they'll say, sorry, the sale was actually last month. We had the sale for an entire month, but unfortunately you came too late, the sale has expired. Think about how upset that person's going to be. He's going to think to himself, you know, I really wanted that computer. I really wanted to get that sale. And I had a whole month to do it, but I was so distracted. I was busy with my work, I was so busy with my hobbies, with my sports, with having fun, that now what I could have bought for $300 is back to $1,000, I can't afford it. So now I'm suffering and I'm down. This is exactly, but actually to a greater extent, how the month of Ramadan is. We always hear about, oh, the month of Ramadan, everything you do will be multiplied 70-fold, or what you do will be rewarded like a farm. When you're going to be reciting the Quran, every harf, every letter gives you more rewards. When you're going to give in charity, more rewards. When you pray salah, you're going to get this. When you have the opportunity to fast, you won't get opportunity like that again outside of the month. One after the other, we hear all of these rewards. But then when the month of Ramadan comes, yes, maybe the first day I'm awake, I'm there for salah, I'm fasting, I'm mindful. When somebody's arguing with me, I say, I'm sorry brother, I'm fasting. So I don't argue. But then the second day, I let down my guard a bit. So then I'm not in the masjid anymore. Then the third day, I let down my guard a bit. I'm not praying my taraweeh. The fourth day, I let down my guard a bit. I'm not reciting the Quran. The next day, before you know it, before Ramadan, after Ramadan, there's no difference. The only difference is, in the Ramadan, I'm just thirsty and hungry. Outside of Ramadan, I get the opportunity to eat. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he tells us in the hadith, a person who is fasting, but this person is backbiting, this person is lying, he's cheating, then this person is hungry and thirsty for no reason. Because fasting is more than just not eating food. It's also not eating the flesh of our brothers, meaning that we do not backbite, we do not lie, we do not cheat, we do not argue. Because fasting is something that changes my personality. So again, the first thing that we need to be aware of is Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's reminder that this month is filled with blessings, filled with opportunities. But if I am so busy with my day-to-day that I tell myself, you know what, Fajr time, it's too difficult, I got work in the morning. My kids, how are they going to fast? Even though they're 15, 16, 17, you know, they're going to school, I should have some, maybe when they're 20, 30, they're going to fast, let them rest. Taraweeh, who has an hour to pray? You know, when we start telling ourselves these things, then we are short-selling ourselves, we are cheating ourselves. And that is, if I don't do anything, then I'm at zero. What's worse than zero is negative. What's worse than zero is negative. Let's go back to that example of the person who's looking for his laptop. He wants to buy that laptop. So now the prices, they go down, but then they go back up. But this person, he still has his own laptop. It's not functioning, but he still has his own one. Imagine this person, as he's walking one day, he decides to run. And as he's running, his laptop falls from his hand and it breaks. Before this point, he didn't have the high quality laptop computer, but he had his own computer. But now, because he was being reckless and he was running with his laptop, he even lost that laptop. So not only zero, he went into negative. Now he has to buy a new one. In Ramadan, some of us, we don't get too much rewards, but at least I maintain my bank balance. My rewards are still balanced. But for other people, and Allah protect us from being there, before Ramadan, my rewards are like this. But in the Ramadan, now because I have more time, my rewards begin to go down. Because now I'm fasting, but I'm looking at things I shouldn't be looking at. I'm arguing because I'm hungry. I'm exhausted, so I start lying and cheating. And the list goes on and on and on. So, what's the first thing that we need to be aware of? The month of Ramadan isn't just for us to sit back and cruise, put our car on cruise and auto control and just, let it go. That's not how Ramadan works. Ramadan requires active effort. What are things that we could do? For instance, reading Quran. For instance, i'tikaf. Last 10 days I connect to the masjid. I make sure I'm part of this. That's the first thing. The second thing is a beautiful hadith in which Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, من قام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. In another narration, he says, من صام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he teaches us that in the Ramadan, you're going to do two things in particular. Very important two things. One is fasting, and the second is qiyam, praying salah. If you do these two things with the right intention, then you will be forgiven and you will come out of this month like you were never before. But if you lose these two things, you will go into this month and come out again, maybe with a negative in your rewards. What are these two things? Imanan wahtisaban. Imanan means with faith, with belief, not just, I'm doing it out of peer pressure. But the second important one is ihtisab. In Arabic, and even in other language, we heard the word hisab before, right? We may have heard the word hisab, to do hisab. Hisab means what? Calculations, accounting. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's messenger is saying, ihtisaban. Take an account for yourself, take stock of yourself, and hope for reward. The difference between this world and the akhirah is, in this world, when I do something, my intentions do not matter. Let's say, for instance, I'm driving, and the light is red, and I cross the red light, and the police, he stops me, and he says to me, why did you cross the light? I'll say to him, oh, I didn't intend to, my intention, my niyyah wasn't to cross, I didn't realize. Do you think he's going to say, oh, you know what, I believe you, that's fine? It doesn't work like that. He's going to say, you crossed the line, your intention does not matter. I'm going to go to the store, and I want to buy something. And I tell the person that, this cost $1,000, I only have $300. My intention is to give you 1,000, but I only have 300. The person will say, get out of my store, you're wasting my time. The akhirah with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not like that. It's the opposite. Our intentions are more important than our actions. So if I am praying just 2 raka'at of tahajjud, and I say to Allah, Ya Allah, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, my intention is to pray more, but I can only pray 2 because in the morning I have to go to work. I have to take care of my family, I'm exhausted, I'm tired. Then those 2 raka'at will become many more than I could have prayed that whole night. Because regarding the akhirah, intention is more important than your action. And in this life, action is more important than our intention. Why? Because we can't see our intentions. If you come to me right now, and you hit me on the back of my neck, and I get so angry, I say, what are you doing? He's like, I'm sorry brother, I thought I saw an insect, and I tried to wipe that insect to the side. And I'm looking around, I don't see anything. Will I believe him? No. I'm going to say, what you did to me hurt. But when I do something, Allah knows what's in my heart. And the beauty of Islam is Allah will reward me not only because of what my hands and my movements do, but because of what my heart does. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِيمَانًا وَاحْتِسَابًا. When you're going to be standing at night and your knees begin to hurt, your back is hurting, you're tired, you're thirsty, You're fasting in the day, you're hungry, you're ravenous. Everything is getting very tough. At that point, don't just move on muscle memory. There's something known as muscle memory. What is muscle memory? Sometimes, I will do things without even realizing. I'm driving a car, I don't even think about it, and I'm accelerating, I'm stopping, I'm switching lanes. If you ask me, when you were accelerating and pressing the brake, did you do it intentionally? I'll say, no, I'm used to driving. When we're fasting, we're not just driving and without knowing what I'm doing. I'm not just going through the motions, Allahu Akbar, and then next thing I know, I'm in my house. I don't know what happened. How did I get from the musalla to my house? I don't know. So, remember this hadith. من قام رمضان إيمانا واحتسابا غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه. There's a very powerful hadith. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, إنما الأعمال بالنيات. إنما الأعمال بالنيات. Our actions are all based on our intentions. وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. And every person who does something, they will get what they intended for. And subhanAllah, the Prophet ﷺ, then he talks about the hijrah from Mecca to Medina. And he says, فَمَنْ كَانَتْ هِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ فَهِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. All the actions that you do are great, but imagine when the Sahaba were going to do hijrah, and they were migrating, what was happening? They're leaving their families, they were leaving their wealth, they were leaving their homes, they were leaving their comfort zone. Where are they going? They're going to Medina. The atmosphere isn't that good, the weather isn't that good, it can be very tough. It's uncertain what's going to happen. So now this person is on his way going. And as this person is going, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, look, you're going to do the hijrah. And if your intention is wrong, not only are you wasting your time, there's a possibility you're wasting your wealth, your home, everything. Ramadan is exactly the same. We're going to get out of Ramadan what we put into Ramadan. Having said that, there are three things inshallah we could do, and this will bring us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Ramadan. As I mentioned, the first thing is mindfulness. And by mindfulness, what I mean is be aware, be cognizant, be in your person in Ramadan, don't just cruise control. The second thing is, there are certain actions that I can't do consistently, let me at least do once. For instance, when was the last time in my life I woke up for Salatul Tahajjud? What is Tahajjud? I wake up at night time and I pray. Maybe I never get the opportunity to pray Tahajjud. But in Ramadan, think about it. I wake up for Suhoor, I have 10 minutes left for Fajr Salah, I already ate, I'm not doing anything, I'm waiting for Fajr Salah. In those 10 minutes, if I pray 2 rak'at, I will have done something that I've never done in my life before, Tahajjud. And then I will be among those people who Allah will write among the Tahajjud wala. The people of Tahajjud, the people of the people of Mujahada, and the people who sacrifice for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For some of us, we never get the opportunity to give a lot in sadaqah. Let's say for instance there's a need for a donation. I'm like, listen, I have an average job, I can't afford this. But in the month of Ramadan, when I give $1, it's multiplied so much more. So now I can get the rewards of giving so much, even though I'm giving a little. So the second thing we need to do is get out of our comfort zone so that we can do things we've never done before. In my whole life, I have never read the whole Quran cover to cover. Let me sit down and recite from the Quran cover to cover. Some people estimate that if you read 4 pages of Quran after every salah, before Ramadan you'll be done. Sometimes we look at the Quran, we're like, oh, there's 500 something pages. How am I ever going to get the Quran done? But if you read 4 pages after every salah, that will make you finish at least 1 juz of the Quran every day. And like that, you will finish the whole Quran before the end of the Ramadan. So when you make it into these bite-sized, small amounts, before you know it, you'll be completely done. So that's the second thing. And the third and final thing comes back to the opportunity of making tawbah and seeking istighfar, crying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It said in the hadith that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, usually in the month of Ramadan, he did a lot of work. But in the last 10 days, اشتد المئزر. He would, in English you say roll up your sleeves. When you're going to do something heavy, right? Let's say outside there's a boulder. I don't just go pick it up, I go and I roll up my sleeves, I pick up my clothes and I say, this is something task that's going to require a lot of effort from me. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in the last 10 days when he'd start, he'd roll up his sleeves. Ishtadda al-izar literally means to tie your izar, which is a metaphor saying that he would exert himself so much in these last 10 days. When the last 10 days are coming, the i'tikaf is going to be there. And we're not too far away. You know, subhanAllah, the days are just subhanAllah flying one after the other. Soon half of the month of Ramadan is already gone. Before you even know it, half of the month of Ramadan, it's so unfathomable. Just think about it. Just the other day we started, and in a few moments, half of the month of Ramadan is completely gone. And i'tikaf is just around the corner. Am I ready for this? Have I done anything? Have I gotten istighfar? Have I sought protection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So in summary, there's so much we could do, but the most important thing that we could do is be mindful in the month of Ramadan. We need to get out of our comfort zone and seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspire us to be mindful in the month of Ramadan, reap the greatest amounts of rewards, and be among those people whose rewards are accepted, and not those people who are doomed and destructed because they did not know what happened in the month of Ramadan. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه فيا فوز المستغفرين. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة من يطع الله ورسوله فقد رشد واهتدى ومن يعص الله ورسوله فقد ضل وغوى. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأزواجه وأتباعه أجمعين. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: الله في أصحابي لا تتخذوهم غرضا من بعدي فمن أحبهم فبحبي أحبهم ومن أبغضهم فببغضي أبغضهم. وقال: وخير الناس قرني ثم الذين يلونهم ثم الذين يلونهم. وقال الله تبارك وتعالى: محمد رسول الله والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم تراهم ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا سيماهم في وجوههم من أثر السجود ذلك مثلهم في التوراة ومثلهم في الإنجيل كزرع أخرج شطأه فآزره فاستغلظ فاستوى على سوقه يعجب الزراع ليغيظ بهم الكفار وعد الله الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات منهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين في كل مكان. اللهم اغفر لحينا وميتنا وشاهدنا وغائبنا وصغيرنا وكبيرنا وذكرنا وأنثانا. اللهم من أحييته منا فأحييه على الإسلام ومن توفيته منا فتوفه على الإيمان. اللهم إنا نسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والغنيمة من كل بر والسلامة من كل إثم. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة هي لك رضا إلا قضيتها ويسرتها يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أجرنا من النار. اللهم أجرنا من النار. اللهم أجرنا من النار يا مجير يا مجير يا مجير. آمين يا رب العالمين. قال الله تبارك وتعالى: فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون. يا معشر المسلمين أقيموا الصلاة وسووا